So it's more than ever now to get educated, because if the market comes crashing down again, all those gains that maybe you've got half of them back on this rally, if you don't protect it now, you're about to lose it all over again. Because you'll see very similarities here on the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones fell from 14,000 points all the way to 6.5 in 12 months. Of course, it's bounced off 6.5, and the market's trading up there around about 10,000 at the moment. And you'll notice in the last few weeks, it's having difficulty breaking 10,000. Now, that's not to say it's going to break. It may break it and run to 11, but this rally is not sustainable, and for a couple of strong reasons I'll show you here today. Remember what caused the market meltdown, the financial collapse, was the subprime everyone talks about. Now, these were foreclosures on unworthy credit borrowers. Credit checks weren't done on all this money that was given out to people to get them into the American dream, get them into their first mortgage. That's the first part of the market that started to collapse. Now we have an interesting thing that's only just started now in October this year and will accelerate over the next 2 years. These are called option Alt-A mortgage arms, which are they're exotic mortgages that were issued. And what happens with these exotic mortgages is they reset after 5 years. You see, when you were first given this loan, you only had to pay the interest, no principal. After 5 years, so the people that are currently sitting there paying, let's say their current repayments are $800 a month, now they're about to double. They're about to go from $800 to $1,600. So if they couldn't afford, if they're struggling now to pay that $800, how bad is it going to get now when their mortgages reset at double? Yes, these option arms that are about to hit the market, which nobody's talking about. Well, there are a few people that are talking about them, the professional people behind the scenes that know what is going on. So if you think that the foreclosures in the mortgage market has stopped, watch out, because already 46% of these mortgages, 12% of them have already reset. 46% of them so far are 30 days behind their due date. You've seen this picture here. Ben Bernanke, the chairman of the Fed, Helicopter Ben, what has he done? He's thrown a ton of money at their economy, hasn't he? Printed trillions of dollars like it's going out of fashion. Now you can start to see the relationship of what they are doing over there now has devastating effects against the US dollar. That's why the US dollar is collapsing and our Australian dollar is gaining strength. They work in the opposite. Now you start to see, because of this, what is happening to gold and what's driving gold higher. You see, when people get scared, gold is used as a security, as a hedge. And when you join my webinars on a week-to-week basis, some of the things that I do cover is, well, where is all this gold in the world? And when you start to understand where it's all gone and who's controlling it, then you can see the driving forces behind it. So come and learn how to profit from this next coming collapse, because if we don't get ourselves educated, we're going to repeat history all over again. Because how you have made your money in the past is not the way that you're going to survive in the future. And as we know, what happens is wealth doesn't disappear. Wealth just simply changes hands. So if we understand, I understand it because I see it as the greatest opportunity of a lifetime with this wealth, this trillions of dollars that have, people think it's disappeared out of the system. It hasn't. It has simply just changed hands. So coming to learn exactly, well, where is it I need to be, or I need to be invested into having some of these profits. Because we are in a bear market rally, and the media aren't going to tell you, are they? The media aren't going to tell you all the bad things that are out there. Remember, because the media is what controls the masses. They're not going to tell the masses the truth of what's going on behind the economy, is because, could you imagine, it would be an absolute mass exodus immediately. So education is the key. The difference between stock course is, as I said, I do weekly webinars on a Monday and a Thursday night. Also, we do a lot of live trading webinars as well. Now, a webinar it's a fantastic way to communicate with people, because you guys are sitting there, you're sitting there in your own lounge rooms. I'm sitting there in my own lounge room, often half the time in my pyjamas, stepping you through the market and all the different strategies that are working. Stock Course has an accredited course also for the most basic. Once you see, before you can start investing or in the stock market or trading the stock market, it comes down to education. Stock Course has an accredited course at a Certificate 2 level. So this is basically going to be the starting point of where you need to start. Some of the modules that you'll begin with is learning all about the stock market terminology, learning the rules and the regulations, learning how to look at a company from its balance sheets. You know, we're not accountants, are we? So sometimes it's very difficult to know, well, what is a profitable company? What is a good company? What is a bad company? So, and then we step you through the technicals, because our technical analysis, which is all about charting, will tell you it's like when you're driving down the road and you have road signs, don't you? We have traffic signals, we have give way signs, stop signs. Our charting is like that when we trade. Our charting tells us when to get in, when to get out, and when to wait, and when to give way. So learning all about our charting is very important. Then we go on to learn all different strategies, and there's 15 different strategies. Today, I've just given you a couple of them, how creative you can get with options. Then it's very importantly, the next step is learning how to set up a trading plan, learning how to set up and become protected with all these strategies, balancing your portfolio and trading your way. Then we move on to the option part of the workshop, which now goes into how options work, the ins and outs, the intricacies of these options, how they work, and then all the different strategies. Now, I've just covered a couple today. The rental strategy is actually called writing covered calls. And of course, we go on to understanding how also to use put options, because can you see now that when everything collapses, wouldn't it be great if we could go out and if we saw real estate was falling and coming down, wouldn't it be great if we could go out and insure our houses for a valuation drop? We can't, can we? We can insure our houses in case it burns down, but we can't insure the value, can we? We can insure the value of our stock. So if the stock comes crashing down, we won't take a loss. We can also use them, as a way of leveraging ourselves and profiting from a falling, crashing market using a small amount of money. So this comes with all of your charting, 12 months data on your share chart. There is 12 months of stocks and options webinars that I do every 6 weeks, and every 6 weeks you'll be learning a new strategy. It's very important to change with the market, you see, and that's why I do the stock and options weekend webinars, keeping my students up to date with these different changing strategies, and coaching and mentoring also on a week-to-week basis. So I'm going to encourage you guys to go to the website stockcourse.net/webinar and join up for one of my free webinars and come inside and see what we do.